What is the most resilient parasite? A bacteria? A virus? An idea. Resilient, highly contagious. Once an idea has taken hold of the brain, it's almost impossible to eradicate. An idea that is fully formed, fully understood, that sticks.
An idea such as, what if the celestial pillars weren't trash? In all my days playing/modding Terraria, I don't think I met a single person who doesn't actively dislike this event, and it's not hard to see why. Weirdly enough, I never actually had a problem with the pillars until I heard what other people thought about it, but now, yeah, I can see why everybody hates this event so much. In my opinion, the Celestial Pillars have some of the best monster designs in the game, but the gameplay itself just boils down to a boring hour-long slog where you do nothing but grind monsters that are way too strong for their own good. Now, as you know, I am making a Terraria mod called Forgotten Evils, which features some unique bosses and items, but more importantly features Cursed Mode, an optional difficulty mode that adds some truly unhinged reworks for vanilla bosses. Now, because of this sentiment towards the pillar events, a lot of people have suggested that I rework the Celestial Pillars. After all, it does seem like the kind of thing I might do. And I've kinda gone back and forth on this topic. On one hand, I kinda wanted to do it, but on the other hand, it'd be a lot of work, and you could technically classify the pillars as events rather than real boss fights. I mean, this would be more than just kicking out some boss and replacing it with a crazy version for my own imagination. This would be trying to essentially completely rework and fix an entire aspect of the game, even though it's not a very big one. But having completed my rework for the Lunatic Cultist, I have finally decided, yes, I am going to rework the Celestial Pillars as part of Cursed Mode. Now, I'm no professional game designer, though I'd like to be, and I understand that it may take more than what I can offer to truly fix Terraria's endgame, but I do hope that my new system will at least be an improvement in people's eyes. How this will work is, when you approach a Celestial Pillar, the background will appear and enemies will spawn like normal, but instead of the pillar being protected by a shield, it will be vulnerable immediately, with a little extra health to compensate, but not enough that it won't be a lot shorter overall. Once you've dealt enough damage to the pillar, instead of dying, it will become invulnerable and spawn a portal. Entering this portal will take you to a new world to fight the master of that particular pillar event. So, to put it simply, each pillar is going to have a completely unique boss associated with it that you will have to defeat instead of the pillar in order to gain the rewards and eventually fight the Moonlord. This isn't going to be any normal Cursed Mode rework. These are all going to be completely unique bosses with their own attacks, designs, and ideas, while incorporating the pillar's themes as best as I can. With that in mind, I have already completed the boss for the solar pillar. The other three I have not started on yet, but they will be coming, and I will show you the solar boss momentarily. There are some more things to talk about, but I think they'd best be mentioned after I've shown you the actual boss fight. But before that, if you haven't heard, 100% of my viewers are subscribed, so if you're watching this video and you're not subscribed yet, then you don't exist. and that was the Solar Boss as of today. I may make some tweaks to it, especially if people in the comments have some ideas or issues with it. But when the next update does come out, it should pretty much look exactly like this, maybe with a few tweaks. And on that topic, people have been wondering when the next update is going to come out with the Lunatic Cultist rework. And I have some unfortunate news relating to that. Due to the way things are set up, I have decided before I release any more updates for Forgotten Evils, I'm going to have to complete all of the Pillar bosses and the Moonlord rework, pretty much finishing up Cursed Mode. So you'll have to wait quite a while longer, but I'll try to get that all done in a reasonable time. And it does mean that when the update does eventually come out, it's gonna be really big. Also, perhaps needless to say, each pillar boss is going to be completely different with its own design and gimmicks. It isn't just gonna be like 3 recolors of Primordius. Also, relating to the pillar system again, once you've defeated the boss associated with a certain pillar, that pillar will be banished from the world and no longer be a problem until you summon it by killing the Lunatic Cultist again. And also, each pillar boss will drop a piece of the Celestial Sigil, and once you combine all 4, you get a non-consumable version of the Celestial Sigil, so that even if you run out of pillar fragments, you won't have to fight the pillars again to fight the Moonlord. But yeah, that is pretty much all for this video. It was definitely a breath of fresh air to be making a completely unique boss instead of a rework after so long, and I'm definitely excited to be working on the others, and I hope you'll be excited for it too. Feel free to give me your thoughts, any suggestions or concerns you have about this in the comments section, and again, if you could like and subscribe to support the channel, I'd appreciate it. Thank you, goodbye.